That's why I'm sitting saying to you that if you think money is going to make your life better, no, it's not going to make it better. Is it going to give you more options? Sure, it can give you more options. It can give you more options. Money is a resource, not a tool. It's a resource to give you more options and ability to do different things. If you look at your actual comfort zone, most people will sit and say where comfort zone is where they feel safe. Neurologically, when we look at it, it's just where you feel safe. And everyone says everything you want is on the other side of fear. Have you heard that before, right? Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Partly true. Because everything you don't want is also on the other side of fear. Because it's not just one-sided. You have two sides of that. Just think of that the delusion that we only have one side in our capacity is really the delusion we sit ourselves under and say, you know what, if I cross this barrier, I'm going to have everything good, but nothing bad. I'm going to have everything amazing, but nothing bad. Like everything's going to be fantastic in my life. I'll give you guys an example that maybe give you some context around it. Anyone ever have children in your life? Right? Wasn't it an amazing experience? Like they were born, they came out of the womb, and all of a sudden you had to stay up till the middle of the night while they were pooping and peeing and cleaning and everything they had to do. And everyone said, hey, look, it's going to be such this amazing experience, but there's also the downside of that experience. Does that make sense to everybody? If you think about it, it's two sides of that. Now, when we think about money, most people think about money delusionally and say, you know what, I'm going to have lots of money and I'm going to make lots of money. And the more money I make, the better it's going to be. Fantastic. More money, better. But if you guys remember back in the day, right? If you had Biggie and Mace, right? More money, more problems. Remember that song? It's not more money, more problems. It's more money, more management. It's more money, more management. Because what you value in your life, you're going to actually bring towards you. You're going to have to learn to manage it. This child that you brought into this world, whether you planned for it or didn't plan for it, either way, whatever you decided, however it came into your life, now you got to manage this child, right? You've got to manage this child, grow this child, raise this child. But the relationship with this child is going to grow and foster dependent on how you take care of that, how you manage its growth. Money is no different. Money is no different, right? When we look at this and we look at what we sit and say, we say money is this comfort zone. It's where I'm at. It's exactly where I want to live. But what if you could double, triple, quadruple your income? I know for some of you, that sounds scary. See, that's the thing is that we think that just because we have more of one thing, it's going to be better. Right? In this chapter, fear versus abundance, that's exactly what it's about. It's because people are sitting there in this plague thinking that fear and abundance are two different things. Right? Smart Money Live, I go in depth, the difference between fear and what abundance is, where it means, how it comes together. But most of us aren't computing what fear is. Fear is the expectation that you're going to have a more painful future than now. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Without a fail, without a doubt, I don't care if you can, it's 2.5 times more. Neurologically, 2.5 times more. If I scared you into moving into more money, you'd go make more money. Here's the thing. Our brains are stuck on dopamine comfort levels. And these dopamine comfort levels keep us stuck. They keep us completely stuck inside of this paradigm of I'm safe. And most of us aren't going to go out and make more money because we think that if we make more money, we're going to be negative people. We're going to have more problems, more challenges in our life. People are going to call us bad. They're going to call us names. And the reputation of the people that you hang around, your environment that you're around, they're the ones that you're afraid of losing. Those are the addictions you have the most. So your friends, your family, the people that you've grown up with. Now, I'm not telling you to get rid of fear because fear helps you. Fear is usable. When you use fear as your strategy, as your friend, as your best friend inside of it, you grow, skyrocket at levels that nobody else can even imagine. I'm not saying get rid of fear. That's a lot of delusion out there. I'm not saying that. You use fear in a healthy way to create the outcomes you want to. I remember when my daughter was born, I had first opened my practice. I had $8.42 in my bank account. I had no money, no business, no patience. And here I was. I had 3 months of free rent from my landlord. I said, let's go to work. And I talked to every single person. I peddled, I hustled, I talked to every single person and getting to become a new patient of mine because I knew that that's all it was. It was the more people I talked to, the better results I was going to get. But it wasn't, here's the thing. If I didn't have my daughter coming, If I didn't know 6 months from now she's going to be showing up at my doorstep, I probably would have stayed in comfort land. I probably would have said, hey, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. We'll make it. I would have stayed comfortable because I didn't want to hurt that much. But it's because she was coming and the responsibility of fatherhood showed up is when I did rise. Can you see that pain was the reason we rose to the largest practice in the country? In 16 months, I was doing over 1,250 patient visits a week. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people making several $100,000 as a 26-year-old kid. That's a lot of money, relatively for me, it was at that time at least, right? Or better yet, what about an example? How many people know someone who's ever, they kind of live their life a little bit lavishly with their health, and then all of a sudden they get a diagnosis of high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, and all of a sudden their whole life shifts, and all of a sudden health becomes important, and they wake up and they say, you know what, I got to eat better, I got to take better care of my diet, I got to wake up to these things. Ladies and gentlemen, that's using fear as your friend. That is not using fear as your enemy. That is fear as your friend. And when you wake up to that, you realize that then you actually extend your lifespan. Fear extends your lifespan, believe it or not. Abundance doesn't. As much as everyone wants to believe it, abundance doesn't do it. You have to be loving, conscious. I'm not saying not to, but making sure that you're protected, and fear helps you get there. Make sure that there's no problems. Make sure there's no chaos in your life. Make sure there's no health issues. That's friends. That's a friend. Fear of making sure that you have money so you can eat, so your kids can go to school if that's what you want them to do. That's good. That's a good use of fear. So I don't want to sit and tell you that, you shouldn't have fear. Fear is a bad thing. By no means. By no means is fear a bad thing. The natural mechanism of the brain is to be in fear. Every single second, I keep looking outside, thinking there's a tiger coming outside of me. It's not. This little bird that keeps running back and forth at my window inside of it. So I don't want you to think about money in a fearful way. So I hope that you think about it and say, oh, okay. And some of you may sit and say, you know what? I'm okay. I'm good. I'm comfortable. Good. I'm glad. You have money. Great. Fantastic. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Here's why. Because I'll tell you what, I have recently been really busy on my one days. And I've been working with entrepreneurs who have $100 million, $200, $300 million companies. And I also work with people who don't have money. I'm just working with people who want help, right? If I said to you, how many people who on this call deal with anxiety, depression, maybe some suicidal thoughts, maybe some real frustration, maybe some health issues because of their financial challenges? Here's the interesting thing. You know what happens when you have $100 million, $200, $300 million company? Anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, pressure, burnout, same thing. The exact same thing. See, in the human brain and the human mind and the experience, it doesn't matter. It's the same experience, same emotions regardless. That's why I'm sitting saying to you that if you think money is going to make your life better, no. It's not going to make it better. Is it going to give you more options? Sure, it can give you more options. It can give you more options. Money is a resource, not a tool. It's a resource to give you more options and ability to do different things. But I'm saying this to all of you today because I want you to look at this and ask yourself, are you ready to really take your life from where you are to another level? Because then you're going to have to shift the story of fear and abundance. You're going to have to look at fear and embrace the fear. You're going to have to sit and say, you know what? I need the pain. I want the pain, and I welcome the pain, because the greater the pain, the greater the outcome. And not a pain like, oh, my back hurts, I need a herniated disc surgery. I'm not talking about that type of pain. I'm talking about self-inflicted conscious pain of growth.